everyone, Franco from Your Guitar Academy. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play American Idiot by Green Day. So pick up your guitar, let's get started. I think the most important thing to get right on that song is the pattern. And it's not that easy, so we're going to start with that, just to get that out of the way. So the pattern would go like this. So it's a pattern that is over 2 bars. I'm going to count along just so you know what's going on. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. One last one. 1 and 2 and 3. 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. Really important to get that right, because then you'll see that the chords, the transitions are quick. So we don't want to think about the right hand and the left hand. It's just a little bit too much. Okay, now let's look at the chords. The first chord we need is A flat 5. Now A flat 5, or G sharp 5, the way I'm playing it is with my pinky flat, but I'm going to show you the proper way. My index finger is on fret number 4 on the low E string. My ring finger is on fret number 6, math, of the A string, and my pinky is on fret number 6 of the D string. And I'm just playing these 3 strings. Now, of course, if you do that, you might hear the rest of the strings making noise because we're strumming hard. So what you want to do is to relax the index finger so it's sort of touching all the strings, this one, the index finger, but not fretting all the notes. So we don't want to hear, because that would be a G sharp minor, an F flat minor, and it's just not the right chord. We just want to hear the top, the lowest 3 strings. So just relax the index finger, it's just pressing on that root note on the low E string. The next chord we need is D flat 5 or C sharp 5. So it's the same hand position, just down the string. You move everything down that direction. So now the index finger is on fret number 4 of the A string, and ring finger and pinky on fret number 6 of the D and G strings. Same thing here, we just want to hear these 3 notes. Of course, it's always a bit hard to mute, especially now that low E string. So what you want to do is have your index finger slightly touching it, and you'll see me using my middle finger sometimes just to rest on it. So that way I'm choking all the strings but these 3. Now the next chord we need is F sharp 5, which is on fret number 2. It's the same hand position as the G sharp we started from, but down 2 frets. So the 3 chords. And now let's try to apply these chords to the pattern we've seen before. So the pattern again goes. So that's the tricky part. So on the first bar, beat 1 is on A flat, and the end of beat number 1 is still on A flat. So we've got, now the next beat, which is beat number 2, so the next downstroke, we're going to play on the open strings, which might sound a bit odd at this speed, but don't worry, when we're going to speed up, it's going to sound a lot better. So that means so far we've got A flat, followed by beautiful open strings. Down, up, down. After that downstroke with the strings open on beat number 2, we're now going to switch to the C sharp 5, so the second shape we've seen together, and that's going to be on the end of beat number 2. So that means you've got 1 and 2 and. Notice the right hand is very consistent, down, up. And again, I know at that speed these open strings don't sound right, but you'll see it's going to work. Again, 1 and 2 and. Beat number 3, the hand's moving down, but we're not strumming, so you can rest a little bit. And then on the end of beat number 3, so movement up with the right hand, we're going to strum again that C sharp 5. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Then beat number 4, the next downstroke, everything's open. Again, I know that sounds off, but as we're opening these strings, we're going to move the hand to that F sharp, which is the next chord. So far we've got. And you see how as soon as I hit that downstroke with the open strings, my hand is starting to move to the next chord. That's how you get the speed of that song right. You see there? My left hand is ready to play that F sharp 5. And on the end of beat number 4, we're going to play that F sharp 5. So of course, since we say and, we move up. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Right, you've done half of it. Stay with me, we can do it. Let's tackle the next bar. So the next bar, we start from F sharp on, but on beat number 1, we're not playing. Now on the end of beat number 1, so upstroke, we're going to play that F sharp 5. So if we put everything together from the top, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So the end of 1, F sharp 5. One more time, all together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and that's the tricky part. We're going to jump straight away. See, my hand is up, we're on and. On that next beat, which is beat number 2, we're going to have to jump to that C sharp 5, so root note on the A string, and that's going to be beat number 2 there. Let's put everything together until that beat number 2 of the second bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So you see that's a quick jump. You go down, up, and then on the next 2 chords we're going to play, it's a little bit easier. We've got beat number 3 on A flat and beat number 4 on F sharp. So just 2 downstrokes, 3, 4. Let's put everything together slowly. Starting from the wrong chord. Let's fix that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. I know it can be a bit overwhelming at first. Trust me, showing that at that speed to you is always a bit tricky as well for me, because we're so used to hearing. It's tough, but it's going to get there. Now let me speed up bit by bit so you can hear how the open strings start sounding more and more like, almost like a transition chord, more than open strings. So slowly first, and then I'm going to just start speeding up step by step. A bit faster. Faster. Right, so see, step by step, you're going to get there. But the open strings are a great way for us to transition, to move to the next hand position, because we don't have much time to build these power chords. Okay, so that's it for the main riff, right? There's something to understand about this song. So this riff is basically the big verse for that song. But you play it once, and then you've got a drum fill for like 2 bars. On beat number 4 of these 2 bars, you've got 2 options. Either, so right before we start getting into the riff again, either you play the open strings and you start the riff, so it would go, or you start from F sharp on beat number 4. So instead of the open strings, you play that F sharp. So that would go, you play the riff, drum fill, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or with the F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're definitely doing both, and with the overdrive, it sounds a lot better. I'll show you what I mean. So, a little bit of overdrive there. I'll play the open strings first, and then the version with the F sharp. So you've got to, I can't beatbox, you've got to think of the drum fill I'm talking about. So it would go like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Right, so 2 different options. With the band, I've decided to go for the F sharp just because it sounded a bit off not to do it since I was the only one playing guitar. With Green Day, they've got another guitar on the record, so it just sounds a lot thicker. You can definitely do both, and the more overdrive, the better. But up to you. So when you hear these drums, try to count along, and on beat number 4, F sharp or open strings. Up to you. Let's move on to the chorus of the song. So for the chorus, we need some different chords. So let's look at them. We start from C sharp 5 that we've played before. And we're going to stay on this chord for 2 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we move on to A flat 5, which is the chord we started from on the song. Same thing, so 8 beats, 2 bars. After that, we move on to E flat 5. So E flat 5 is the same shape as the one we started from, just up 2 frets. So now my index finger is on fret number 6 of the A string, ring finger on fret number 8 of the D string, and pinky on fret number 8 of the G string. We're going to stay on this chord for 2 bars as well, and then we go back to A flat for 2 bars. So if I count along, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to repeat the same thing minus the last chord. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You mute, and that's where the big drum fill comes in. Let's try that again. I'll just be a little bit quicker. I won't strum. We're going to talk about the strumming pattern in a second. So just try to follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A flat, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. E flat, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to A flat, 2, 3, 4. Second run. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can all hear that drum fill. Right, let's talk about the strumming pattern. It's the same throughout the whole chorus of the song. The strumming pattern goes like this. So the strumming pattern is over 2 bars, which is great because we've got 2 bars per chord. So once you get the strumming pattern, you just need to apply it to each one of these chords and you're good to go. If I count along, the strumming pattern goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Let me slow down a little bit. Try to count along with me. Try to keep your right hand moving. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we're playing a lot. Basically on the first bar, we're just doing. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And on the second bar, we're just keeping the first downstroke and playing everything else. So 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. That's the second bar. If we put them together, again, I'll count slowly. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Notice that the last upstroke, so the very last one, the end of beat number 4 of the second bar, I tend to play open strings. It's just a nice way to transition between the chords. And again, with the overdrive and everything, it just adds energy to it. It's perfectly fine. So if I apply this pattern to the chords we've seen, we've got. The second run from C sharp. Right, let's try that with the overdrive. You'll see that it's going to sound a lot better. I'll just speed up a bit just so you know what we're playing. Sorry, that's the wrong pattern. Take it. Right. So one last time that chorus, because the pattern can be a bit intricate. So super slow. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Open. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Open. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 3, and 4, and back. 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and drum fill. Right, a couple of details. First of all, you've seen me switch from this position with the left hand to this one. It's exactly the same thing. So instead of playing my power chords with 2 fingers over there, I'm just using 1. It's my pinky flat. It's exactly the same thing we've seen before. And the other thing is about this pattern, I think what you want is just to bring the energy up. So if you feel like you can't keep that pattern super consistent, just try to strum a lot and to keep the right hand moving. It's better to overstrum on this one than to understrum. Like, even if you're playing everything, like literally every single movement you're making with the right hand, that's going to sound good. If I go, sorry. See, it's not the end of the world. So you can definitely start with that and then think of sort of lightening the pattern a little bit. Carry on with that song. It's a great song if you want to master your power chords and your transitions. And I'll see you on the next one.